Okay, good morning. Beautiful Saturday morning. Got my cow mug, my Michigan blueberry candle going. Okay, so I want to apologize for not having a podcast episode up this week. So this is way late. It's almost an entire week late. We had some technical difficulties when we tried to do the episode earlier in the week. And when we did do the episode, it was already a day or two later than we wanted to. And then we had these technical difficulties. And then I wound up getting crazy busy with just random life stuff. So we didn't get any of that done. We're trying to, me and Nick, do this podcast together. So that's where things went awry. So we're figuring that all out. We're getting that taken care of. And this will definitely be smoothed out and everything. So this is going to be a new format. So I know that I just started the Hollywood Hot Take about a month or so ago, and I did about 4 episodes, and that was really fun. That was cool. I liked doing these Facebook Live videos and stuff like that. I wanted to expand on it. I thought that it wasn't, I wasn't happy with what it was. I was trying to expand too much on what could have just been a small thing. So what we're doing is, this is going to be a full-length podcast or whatever. Basically, we're going to have the news and rumors breakdowns. We're going to, just like we did with the Hollywood Hot Takes, that's going to be, I don't want to say more detailed. We're not going to do huge deep dives unless it's something that's, like a big, hyped topic or whatever. But we're going to, we're going to try to hit on all the different news topics. We're going to not try to leave different news things out. We're going to try to, stay up to date on all that stuff. Let's see. We'll be doing, so then Hollywood Hot Take is just going to be a segment on the show. So we'll do the news and rumors. We'll have a Hollywood Hot Take. It might not be every week. So this will be a weekly show that we do, I want to say Monday or Tuesday nights. We'll air it on Facebook Live. And then, the following day it'll be up on, YouTube and the website cinematicdiscussion.com. So Hollywood Hot Take, may or may not be in here. We'll have another thing. It'll be three reasons why, and it'll be 3 reasons why I love blank, or 3 reasons why I hate blank. And we'll, Nick and I will both run down our 3 reasons why we love whatever topic it is for that week. And then we also are going to be doing these mini movie reviews. So if you notice, we were supposed to, all the promo at the, image or whatever that was shared and everything. It was from 30 Days of Night, the 2007 one with Josh Hartnett. And that was supposed to be our mini movie review. So what we're going to do is, for every week, we're going to be doing a review where we've got a couple different sort of ideas, and we know that we're going to be doing one movie review every week on the podcast. So if you've noticed, for this next one, the poll was up for Cloud Atlas or Bringing Out the Dead. So what these movies are going to be, how we're going to be selecting these movies, is we're going to be looking for things that maybe necessarily we haven't seen, or things that one of us has seen but the other hasn't, to give a different sort of perspective to where one person can be revisiting a movie after several years, or maybe even 10 or 15, 20, and the other person could be experiencing this movie for the first time. So just having that contrast in perspectives is going to be kind of cool, I think. 3 reasons why I love Death Proof and you hate it. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. That's actually a really good idea. But yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I like that. I like that. 3 reasons why I love Death Proof. Yeah, I'd have to think about that for a second. You caught me off guard with that one. But anyways, so, we're going to be trying to do, things that we haven't seen or one of us hasn't seen. But we also want to be doing like anniversary movies. So 30 Days of Night, I think it was yesterday, 2 days ago, sometime this past week, 30 Days of Night came out in the year 2007. So we want to be hitting these anniversary movies and doing like a look backs and stuff. Now, I know that like lots of different websites and blogs and movie review places will do look backs, and they'll do like, oh, this movie came out, 5 years ago. Let's take a look back and things like that. That's why we want to do things that we necessarily haven't seen or one of us hasn't seen. If both of us have seen this movie, there's probably going to be a better choice for us to do, like to review. We'll probably be putting up polls regularly asking what you guys want to see us talk about, because just because Nick and I want to talk about something doesn't necessarily mean you guys want to listen to us or watch us talk about it. So, so if you guys do like, if there is something that you really want us to talk about, then, drop a comment, like throw it up in the group, whatever. And like, we can surely try to squeeze it in or whatever, I'm sure. Let's see. Oh, and I'm not sure if I mentioned, sorry. It's a little early. I haven't been sipping on my udders enough, but, this is just going to be the movie and TV talk podcast. So, Cinematic Discussion is the website. The group is the Facebook group is the Cinematic Discussion Movie and TV Talk group. If you've noticed, if you guys follow the website, if you click around there at all, you'll notice that there is a board games tab. I know I've been promising this for the past few weeks, but this will grow, and that board games tab is going to grow, and we're going to start doing more and more board game content. So like, this isn't just the Cinematic Discussion podcast, right? Because we're not talking about board games here. This is strictly movies and TV. Same thing with the Facebook group. It's a movie and TV talk group. So that's kind of how we're tying it together. It's able to tie to the group, as well as it's simple, self-explanatory, and it also works on its own. So yeah, that's what this is going to be. That's what it's going to be called. That's sort of the format, how we're going to go about it. We're going to ask like random questions and stuff. So like, I just posted this question: is 30 Days of Night 2007 a good movie? Yes or no. So this is supposed to be going along with our mini review, and I'll probably talk about it later on, but I'll leave this up so people can answer the question or whatever while I'm talking, because I'll get to that at the end. So just some updates on the website, cinematicdiscussion.com. Go check it out. We've got a lot of great stuff up there. We've been killing it lately. So there's last week's list, the top 5 women directors that you may not know. That's a great list. Phenomenal list. There's some amazing movies that are talked about on there that are already out, and some amazing movies that are still to come out. If you haven't seen that post, if you haven't read that post, I highly recommend it. So go to the website. It should be pinned to the top on the homepage. If it's not, just go to the lists tab, and it'll be in the list. It'll be one of the top ones. So we got a couple season reviews for TV. So Nick's done a couple of those for us. He did the Better Call Saul season 4 and Ozark season 2. I haven't read either of those in full yet because I haven't finished watching those seasons, but the Better Call Saul one got a lot of a lot of good feedback. We haven't gotten a lot of feedback on the Ozark one. Maybe a lot of people haven't finished watching that yet, or we'll see. And then really what we have a ton of is the haiku reviews. We've got First Man, A Star is Born. I don't know if I've talked about that on here yet. Mary Magdalene, Bad Times at the El Royale. Man, what else? We've just got a ton of haiku reviews up. So go check out those reviews on the website, cinematicdiscussion.com. Tell us what you think. Drop like a comment either on the website or in the Facebook group or whatever. So moving on to news and rumors. So there's probably going to be a couple things I've missed because the past couple days have just been kind of hectic, and this was supposed to come out a few days ago. But Man in the High Castle season 3 season review. That would be cool. All right, I haven't seen. I don't know much about that show at all. I've heard things or heard just it's good, it's bad, or whatever. But I haven't heard it's bad. I've just heard it's good. But I don't know. Don't know much about it. Let's see. So news and rumors. Yeah, there's going to be a few things that I missed, but moving forward, that will phase out. And I think I think I can just remember and go off my memory too. So anyways, there's an Amy Winehouse biopic in the works. That's great. I think that it's probably been too long. Like they probably could have done this a few years ago. And a lot of the stuff is going to be old too, because this was supposed to come out a while ago. Oh yeah. Yep. See, this lag sucks. Yeah. Mile 22, Private Life, Old Man and the Gun, Venom. Halloween. Hey, Halloween. That's been a great haiku review. Thank you. Yeah. That one's gotten a decent amount of clicks. And I shat all over Halloween, and I don't know if anybody else has been negative on Halloween, even kind of negative on Halloween. I've seen a lot of really good things. I don't know. I didn't do it to be a contrarian or anything like that. It just wasn't clicking for me at all. I didn't think it did anything to, originate itself or differentiate itself. I don't think it did anything to make it worthwhile, but that's just me, I guess. So yeah, anyways, this is going to be some old stuff, but so the Joker movie, the extras were locked in the subway and forced to pee on the tracks. That was kind of funny. And there's some speculation and investigation about if this was on purpose, and if the producers and Todd Phillips and whomever, locked them in there on purpose to try to capture some realistic outrage or chaos. I'm not going to come out and say that that's necessarily a good thing or bad thing for them to do that, because that's kind of mean. But I mean, you signed up to be an extra on a Joker movie. I'd be happy if I was the extra locked in there and had to pee on the train tracks. I wouldn't be upset. So I'm on board with that. Let's see. There was a Batmobile spotted on the set. My guess is that it's just going to be a cameo of the vehicle. I don't think we're actually going to see Batman, because if we were going to see Batman, we would have seen Ben Affleck on the set, or we would have heard about a casting rumor, or we would see somebody that looks like they could be Batman on the Joker set, or could be Bruce Wayne on the Joker set. It just hasn't happened. That's not anything to get excited about or squeal about. Um, let's see. The World War Z sequel is finally going to film next summer. David Fincher is going to direct. World War Z, I thought, was a decent movie. I don't think that. I think that, like, I want to say it was pretty divisive. I want to say that there was a decent amount of people that really loved it, and there was a decent amount of people that just hated the movie and thought it was trash. I thought it was decent. I liked it. It wasn't anything great, but I didn't hate it. The sequel, being directed by David Fincher, is immediately shooting to like the top of my have to see this movie list. Like, David Fincher, anything he directs is going to be phenomenal. So I'm all on board. And him teaming with Brad Pitt or whatever, like, that's kind of cool. So, let's see. Oh, there was a report that Cyclops is going to be more mature in Dark Phoenix. I feel like we've heard this before. I really hate saying negative things about X-Men movies and stuff like that. But yeah, like, we've heard this before. I mean, it's great if it's true, but like, you got to follow through. You can't just say it. Moving on to like the Sony Spider-Man universe and stuff. The Morbius movie is going to film at the top of next year. It's not going to be rated R. That's fine. I think as long as you're pushing the limits of that PG-13 rating, or it can work. It can work. Venom was okay. Venom could have even pushed the limits more, I thought. I thought they probably didn't push the limits more because they probably filmed it wanting to be R, and then wound up getting pushed back and wound up having to edit down to PG-13. If you make your movie from the start to be PG-13, but push the limits as far as you can go, I think that's going to come out more organic. That's going to come out better than filming it R, which uncut might be the best, but then edited down winds up making it worse than just starting out at PG-13. Hopefully that makes sense. It does in my head. The Kraven movie. It's going to be about Kraven's last hunt, that storyline. It's going to be Spider-Man. Spider-Man will be in it, apparently. So that's awesome. Keep these movies coming. Morbius, Kraven, whatever, man. Venom, give me Carnage, give me whatever. I'm on board. So the Venom sequel is going to be PG-13. That's fine. Like I said, I think hopefully in this sequel it's going to be more. They know it's going to be PG-13, and they're going to push those limits from the jump, as opposed to filming R and then coming back. Hopefully that's all speculation, obviously. Hey Adam, nice to see you, man. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. Let's see. Yeah, James Gunn is going to write Suicide Squad 2. So I know that there was a lot of talk about, he's going to direct Suicide Squad 2. Well, it was reported that he was going to write it, and then they speculated that he was going to direct. There's no official word that he's going to direct it. It's only been confirmed that he's writing it. So we'll see how that works out. Maybe it's a contract thing, and maybe they're just trying to work on the contract before they can actually make that official. I really like David Ayer. I wish that he would have gotten more control over the first Suicide Squad cut and just how that movie played out. It felt so incoherent. It just felt like there was like 2 or 3 movies going on at once. But yeah, this isn't a bad choice though. Hopefully I'm hoping that it's not going to be too silly and too jokey and Guardians of the Galaxy-ish. I hope that it's going to be more more serious in tone. Hopefully it's going to be more like what David Ayer would want to do. That's what I'm hoping. Let's see. There is a Tom and Jerry movie in the works. Hell yes. Yeah, man, that's great. I will be going to see that Tom and Jerry movie the opening night. I'll be getting the advance tickets as soon as that email comes through. So, excuse me. Let me save the that talk for the very last of the rumors. Okay, so Rookie of the Year has a remake in development. That's kind of cool, I think. That Thomas Ian Nicholas from the American Pie movies, when he was like a young kid, like he did that Rookie of the Year movie, is where he like injured his arm and then he was a baseball player and he could pitch super fast. I just thought that was so cool. And Daniel Stern, the tall, lanky thief from Home Alone, he directed that movie. So hopefully, like, he's incorporated in the remake somehow, because he's not like writing it or directing it or anything. So hopefully he's stars in the movie, or not stars, but hopefully he co-stars in some capacity. Boom, 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 boom. Warner Media is launching their own streaming service. So that's like Warner Brothers and everything, like DC, but like Warner Brothers. They're launching their own streaming service. So this is going to include HBO, TBS, Warner Bros. Entertainment. This is starting to fall in line with all the other large companies, right? There's obviously the Hulu and the Netflix and Amazon Prime, but how is this going to go? We have DC with their streaming service. Disney's got their streaming service coming. What's the future looking like? Are we, cable is obviously like phasing out, but are we going to get to a point where it's just every studio has their own streaming service, and if you want to access their content, you have to pay for their subscription service? So you have to pay that fee? Because Netflix continually jacking their prices up and up and up, it's not going to be possible. Because their content is going to start to maybe not decrease, but like they're not going to have all the older content probably, or that content will start to dry up. It'll be really interesting. Netflix is going to get to a point, and that's probably why they've done so much in doing original content and everything, because when all the other people's content does start to dry up and they start to take their own content onto their own streaming services, Netflix will have their original content to keep pushing. So even though they have all these movies and shows that kind of suck, well, at least it's content. At least they're going to have something that they own that they can give to people once these other studios and companies take their product back and their content back. Yeah, you don't want to pay everyone $10 a month. That's what I'm saying. It's, if you have to, I want to watch, I want to watch this show or these movies, so I have to pay these guys $10 a month. But then, Sony has one that I have to pay these $10 a month. It's like, I want to be able to watch. I want to be able to pay and watch. But that's the thing. I mean, this is all super convenient. This is all way better than it was 15, 20 years ago or whatever, right? Where if you wanted to watch these movies, you had to go to the store. You had to go to Meijer, Walmart, wherever, Best Buy, and pay $20 for the DVD. And that was one movie. And yes, it's great. You're able to put it on your shelf. I've got most of my movies in boxes now and not on shelves, but you're able to display it, and that's cool. You actually have a physical product in hand. I really like that. But you're paying $20 for a movie, or you can pay $20 for 1 month of 1 month of Sony and 1 month of Warner Brothers potentially, right? And you can access all their content for that $20. But you don't have it for a lifetime. You have to pay that $20 month after month after month. It's a little tricky. I think people will start to do like binges and stuff where they're not going to subscribe every month to these services, but you'll see people picking up and dropping these services a lot more than currently right now, where you have Netflix and you just always have Netflix, or you have Hulu and you just always have Hulu. You don't even think about it. It just always comes out of your account every month and you have it. That's just something you do. That might start to phase out. People will start to pick up and drop things as they want them. That was a deep dive. Lady Gaga is up for Ursula in Little Mermaid. That's cool. I thought she was great in Star is Born. I think that she would be great for Ursula. I'm not really sure that I want to see a Little Mermaid movie, but Lady Gaga is cool. So there is a Robert Ailes movie, or a Fox movie, that was supposed to be starring Nicole Kidman, Charlize Theron, Margot Robbie. Annapurna Pictures seems to be in this some sort of like disarray. They've got Vice releasing with Christian Bale this Christmas. If Beale Street Could Talk, that's the Barry Jenkins. He directed Moonlight. They're releasing those movies. Why this movie got dropped? Why did this movie? I'm not sure why. Annapurna Pictures, there's these like rumors that they're just like shutting down. I don't know. It's very, very odd to me. And I don't know if it has anything to do with the Showtime show. So Showtime is doing a series on Robert Ailes and everything. And it's Russell Crowe, Sienna Miller, Seth MacFarlane. So the cast is good, but not quite as good as the movie that was coming out. So I'm not sure if there's anything with that. Now, it then came out that Lionsgate is in talks to now distribute this movie with Nicole Kidman, Charlize Theron, Margot Robbie. So it's obviously got some buzz behind it. There's obviously people that want it and think that it could be successful. So why is Annapurna Pictures dropping this? I mean, they've got these other two movies that are coming out that are successful. Like, what is the deal with? There's something going on behind the scenes there. It's really weird. Boom, 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 boom. We don't need to talk about that. Ryan Coogler is going to write and direct Black Panther 2. That is phenomenal. I don't think that was ever going to be a question with the success of the first one. That was just bound to happen. So, yeah, cool. Yeah, Brie Larson signed on for 7 MCU movies. That we kind of figured, right? We haven't really seen her yet, and we keep hearing that she's supposed to be like the face of the Avengers moving forward. So we're going to stop seeing so much Iron Man, Cap, Thor, Hulk. We're going to start seeing more, maybe Guardians. I don't know what's going to happen with Guardians, but we're going to see more Captain Marvel. I don't even know after that. Black Panther, whatever. Avengers 4 apparently takes place 5 years after Infinity War. So that's a little different from what we've heard in the past, where it was supposed to be like a direct continuation. So right after, like, whoa, what just happened? This is supposed to take, there's a rumor that it's going to be taking place 5 years after. So that's, I don't know. That's weird. That's interesting. I think that'll be, it would make sense to jump forward in time like that. There's also a rumor that, Mark Ruffalo was on Jimmy Fallon, and he came out and said what the title was for Avengers 4, but they bleeped it out. Well, somebody went through and edited the audio and the video, and if you sorry, what was I saying? So somebody went through and edited the video and took and pulled out the bleep, found out what he said, and he said that it was the last Avenger, Avengers 4, the last Avenger. This would make perfect sense because, people are going to be sad and devastated or whatever, like the Russos said. Well, it's not that big of a deal. We knew this was coming. This is also a perfect play on Captain America, the first Avenger. Captain America is going to die. Captain America, the last Avenger. Little too spot on there for me. Little too spot on. I also hope that other people die or stay dead. I hope that it's not just like, okay, we bring everyone back, Captain America dies, move on with our lives. Like, there needs to be some sort of like devastation and everything. And Matt, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And yeah, we'll be taking these videos and putting them on YouTube. With the podcast and everything, like for the audio format, I know like with Podbean and everything in the past that I've done, you've had to pay monthly and everything. So if people want to donate, I will gladly take the audio from this and load it up to Podbean and have an audio podcast for this as well, and have like a strictly audio version without the video. So you would be able to listen to this in Podbean, iTunes, whatever. But, with already paying for the website and everything like that, I don't necessarily want to pay monthly for Podbean right now. But if people do want to donate, like, shoot me or Nick a PM or something, and it's only like $10 or $15 a month, I think, for Podbean, and it's like fully, I think it's just like 10 or 12 actually, and it's like fully unlimited uploads and everything like that. So, yeah. So, I thought there was another Avengers rumor. There we go. So there's another rumor that Thanos is not going to be the main villain, and that the main villain in this one is actually going to be somebody else. It might be Annihilus or whatever. I don't have a ton of background information on Annihilus, but that is a Fantastic Four villain, so that would sort of make sense. It would also be kind of interesting if they had Fantastic Four show up in a post-credit scene, but guess what? It is not going to happen. The X-Men will not show up. The Fantastic Four will not show up. Just wait. So, yeah, that's about it for the news and rumors this week. No, it's not. So the things that I was forgetting that I didn't have notes written down for. Iron Fist is canceled. Luke Cage is canceled. We're not going to get a Heroes for Hire. These shows are phasing out. Netflix is getting rid of these shows. They're too expensive to make. They're not successful enough. Jessica Jones probably won't. I mean, they might keep Jessica Jones going. That might have enough viewers just with the content, like being geared towards women or whatever. That probably helps it a lot. I wonder. I just think eventually these shows are all just going to end. Like they're going to try to like milk these shows as much as they can until Marvel pulls this shit over to their own streaming service, or Disney pulls it over to their own streaming service. So they're just milking it at this point. And why push why invest into Luke Cage and Iron Fist when it's not going to make you much, when you can just take all those resources and push it all into, you know, Daredevil season 3 and 4 and, you know, Punisher season, you know, 2, 3, whatever. So yeah, there's not going to be a Hollywood hot take this week. No real hot take. I guess my hot take would be that the new Halloween movie was trash. Oh, so yeah, if you haven't read my Halloween review, you should do that. And then you should go see Halloween and tell me how wrong I am, like everybody else has been. So 3 reasons why. This is supposed to be a segment that we have some sort of back and forth, but for now, it'll just be me. So for this episode, well, it's not even episode 1. This is episode 0. So I know we posted for the next week's poll for Cloud Atlas or Bringing Out the Dead that it was going to be episode 2. I'm calling this episode 0 because this is so, you know, pieced together and last minute and everything. And I'm still drinking my coffee and whatever. So 3 reasons why I love movies. This is why I'm here. This is why I'm talking to you guys, because I love movies. This is why there's a group. This is why there's a website. So, you know, just like a quick little background, I mean, I've always loved movies. I can't remember any point in my life, even at a very young age, that I wasn't like enthusiastic about movies. My grandma had a crazy collection of VHS films. And every time we went over there for whatever, even if it wasn't like a big family, every time we went over there, we were dropping off movies that we borrowed and picking up movies that we were taking home. It was like our own little movie rental place, which was very cool. And we always did, you know, every week my mom took me to, you know, to movie gallery and we rented movies and everything like that. So like I've always been just super enthusiastic about movies. So that's just a little background. But anyways, the 3 reasons why I love movies. I love movies. 1, this is no order, but 1, because you get to see things that you never could otherwise. So even with I'm not even just talking about like sci-fi, fantasy, things like that, but landscapes and the content of 2 people talking and interacting with one another, that human interaction, and you see it from a different perspective. You might experience these things in real life firsthand, but very rarely are you witnessing these things from the same perspective that you are as the audience, as a viewer of a film. And that's what I really like, is that you get to see these things, even just with your simple dramas. You get to experience and view these interactions and these moments from a perspective that you never really do. Second thing, I think it's a very high form of storytelling. It's the most creative form of storytelling, I think. And I say this because it starts on a blank canvas and it can be anything. But not only is it just words on a canvas like in a book, but you don't have to with a book, you're telling somebody, hey, now imagine this, now think of this and picture this. But with a movie, it's pictured for you. That creative part has already happened with the work, with the piece of art, with the story. So you're really, I think it just incorporates everything well. You get the visual storytelling, you get these visual cues, you get these written cues. So, and I love stories. I've always been big into stories, and I've never like read a ton, but I've always liked writing, and I guess the third thing would be it sort of ties in to the first two, especially the first one, but the best movies capture the beauty in the mundane. So it can be the smallest, dumbest, most uninteresting thing. And in the best movies, these frames and these mundane, uninteresting things are going to be beautiful. And that is like, it perfectly goes hand in hand with that first one, to where, you know, you're seeing things that you never could otherwise, where in your life, you're not seeing the beauty in these moments. In these movies, when you're watching them, you're seeing the beauty in each frame. You're seeing just the beauty in life and of life. And I think it helps you take that into your own life. And then when you're living these mundane, uninteresting moments, there's beauty in that. And movies have helped me sort of realize that, and have helped me, not take things for granted, not take the little things for granted in these little moments. So that's probably the biggest thing for me and why I love movies. Nick, you said an interesting thing about books versus movies is that books can explain thoughts and ask you to imagine scenery. Movies can show scenery and use actors' expressions to get you to imagine their thoughts. It's a very cool inverse. Yeah. Yes, it really is. But also, movies don't have to necessarily use these expressions to imagine the thoughts. They could actually tell you the thoughts as well, and that's why I would bump the movies up. But that's just me. I'm not like, there's no judgment or anything on anybody, but if I felt this way about books, this would be a book site and a book group. Yeah, so that's it for 3 reasons why. I guess now is when we would be moving on to our little mini review for 30 Days of Night. So we're sitting at 42 and a half minutes. Nick, this is about perfect timing, because there was all that build up in the beginning that we had to do with the intro and everything like that we're not going to normally do. And then we'll have some time for this review. And I think that's about perfect timing, at least for me, what I was aiming for. So 30 Days of Night, I don't know. I'm not even sure how many people have voted. There's only like one person that said that it was good. But is it a good movie? Yes or no? It's a decent movie. I thought it's actually kind of interesting that I watched this movie. Let me get to that later. So it's a decent movie. It's a vampire movie in Alaska. The first night of 30 Days of Night, to where there's no daylight for 30 days. The very first night, there is a like vampire attack on the small Alaskan town. Josh Hartnett is a cop there. They have like this love story, obviously, because it's a 2000s movie. So they got to throw this like love story, this like cheesy love story in with like the horror film. So that stuff didn't work for me. Josh Hartnett was great. Great. He was good. Like, it wasn't, Josh Hartnett's a good actor. He was good. Ben Foster is in it. He's in it for a very brief time. He's not like a main star or anything like that. He's not like one of the main characters, but holy cow, Ben Foster is amazing. Look at this dude's catalog. Ben Foster kills it, man. That dude's a great actor. And with movies like Leave No Trace, he's finally starting to, he's becoming more and more, he did Hell or High Water, did Leave No Trace. Like, he's getting better and better. Like, he's got a bright future ahead of him, I think. He's already had such an amazing career, but I think he's got a very bright future ahead of him. I will watch anything he does. And I normally like all of his movies, too. I can't really think of a movie that Ben Foster's been in that I don't like, that I've seen, of course. The Thing meets 28 Days Later. Yeah, yeah, 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later was actually something that I thought about a decent amount while watching it because, uh, but they're not like those. The 28 Weeks and Days Later are like those are zombies. I know it's a debate whether those movies are zombie movies or not. Well, these guys are vampires in 30 Days a Night, so it's a little different. But I mean, you can totally tell the movement and just how they moved and how they, whatever, it was very reminiscent of 28 Days and Weeks Later. See, a really cool concept with a flawed script, and for something about a lack of light, I found the lighting very good. Yeah, see, here's the thing, and this is what I wanted to come back on when I first started talking about this. The lighting I thought it was good, but, and I think back in 2007, that's probably what I loved about the movie was the cinematography. Now, there was a lot of really great shots. They had this one aerial view where the camera came, it was like it looked down on like the street, and it was just slaughter happening all over the place. And the camera is just slowly moving, and you're looking down on like the city on the road, and these people are just getting torn up. That was awesome. That might have been my favorite shot of the film. But so yeah, the cinematography that was all great. The lighting I thought was good, and I probably in the past had thought that it was great. Watching Hold the Dark so recently and so close to 30 Days of Night, the lighting in that I thought was so much better that, and they both dealt with the, like Alaskan darkness and everything like that. I thought that Hold the Dark did it so much better. Yeah, it was an awesome fucking shot, man. That was so cool. But I thought Hold the Dark did it so much better that 30 Days of Night, when watching it, it didn't affect me as much. It didn't, incite as much of a reaction from me as it probably had in the past. And that's kind of what I thought would be cool about this, like seen it, not seen it type thing or whatever, right? Because or looking back at things, because in the past I was all on board with it, and then now I'm just kind of a little iffy on it. But shot of the survivors trudging through the blizzard. Yeah. Yep. And that's what I mean. Like, the cinematography was good. This wasn't just some like run of the mill, puppy mill movie or whatever that they just pushed out. Like, there was some inspired shots and everything in it. I do think that it is worthwhile to watch. I wouldn't give it some great grade or anything, but if you like vampire movies, if you like zombie type movies, if you like gore, there's a lot of gore. And I think that's probably what I didn't like about the movie, is that my biggest takeaway from it now is just that, like, it leans so heavy into that, and it didn't need to. So, if you don't mind the gore, if you like gore, like, check this movie out. You probably will like it if you like Josh Hartnett. Like, most people have probably already seen the movie, I would think. It's not anything to go rediscover, though. But, like, if you haven't seen it and you like Josh Hartnett, if you haven't seen it and you love vampire gore type stuff, like, check it out. You might like it. But if you go look at the Halloween movie guide up on the Cinematic Discussion website, there's 30 whatever, like, scary movies, horror movies or whatever, that are probably better choices than 30 Days of Night. So, yeah, so it looks like next week it'll be Monday or Tuesday night. It looks like we'll be reviewing Cloud Atlas. So Nick and I will get a watch of Cloud Atlas in over the next few days, and we'll be reviewing that. We'll be going over the news and rumors and everything. Yeah, we might have a Hollywood hot take. We'll be doing like a 3 reasons why. Yeah, more of the same. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Like us on Facebook, go follow us on Instagram, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you'd like. Yeah, all that good stuff. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys in a few days. Peace.